Hey there, I'm Katsumi, and this is a collective reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. So, right now, I'm feeling like, very dynamic, very highly dynamic, okay? I don't know why I had to say it like that. Full of surprises kind of vibe, okay? Here's something about brilliant timing. It's like all these events trickled into some weird situation, and it was like divine timing. It was like a sudden aha moment, okay? That might be a significance, okay? I'm hearing something about the word coming through repositioned, okay? Oh, why? Repositioned? That's very interesting. Something about not stressing or don't stress over a sudden shift in your schedule, okay? Because you're being repositioned, okay? Um, Things are adding up, is what I'm hearing, especially with this envious energy. Okay, you might be feeling almost envious at this time, a little annoyed about how certain people have it good. Okay, you're a little suspicious as to why things are working out for certain people, the timing, all these little things. Okay, and you have to deal with all these XYZ situations, these sudden frustrations. Okay, but I'm hearing something about you getting an upgrade, but it's like before that upgrade, you're going to be feeling almost like it's like comparison is a thief of joy for a period of time, okay? And it's going to leave you irritated as well. But you're having some sort of perfect delay, lucky delay is what I'm hearing. It's almost like the unplanned pivot, okay? The unplanned upgrade is what I'm hearing. Or even a detour, okay? Some of you might even just be almost envious of how, maybe you're looking into a relationship as well, and you're thinking, oh, why did this person not, treat me the same way when I was with them, XYZ, or something like that. Could be that might be a significance for some of you. But you do start up in this position of the Ten of Wands, okay? Something about this Ten of Wands, this King of Cups energy in the background, where it's like, that, hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's just, you kind of surrendered to the situation because you know it's at an irreversible end, okay? You intuitively know, intellectually, you see all the things adding up, you know the truth, and so it's like in plain writing, okay, is what I'm hearing? And so that King of Cups is just kind of like balancing you out, okay? You have this level of like emotional maturity about you that you're just using your wisdom, you're balancing out your emotions, okay, your heart, okay, of the matter to get through to, I'm hearing to you. Maybe your spirit guides are trying to get through to you, someone's trying to get through to you about a situation, okay? But it's going to leave you very aggravated, very bothered, okay? Wondering when your pentacles are going to come into play, when everything's going to fall in line, okay? Especially with your stability, your resources, as you start off in the Ace of Pentacles here in your landscape, your present moment. And it's really having a lot to do with just taking it all in and just take a step back for a little bit to heal, to recover, okay, is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing something about, whoa, plot twist, that is insane. I was getting an energy where it's just like while you are trying to heal, a lot of things are gonna come out of the woodworks, okay? It's gonna be very strange. Misunderstandings might be of significance, but I just don't think that's the associated messaging here, okay? But plot twist, yeah, new information is gonna drop. It's gonna, I don't know why. I don't know if I got a loot crate, like something's falling out of the sky like it's a loot crate, like what? You know what I mean? Like as a drop ship or something. Like what is going on? Like what is falling out of the sky? Okay, I don't know. Crazy. But the dots are finally gonna connect, okay? Maybe you did misunderstand situations for a bit of time, but the real story is finally going to show up, okay? I'm hearing about you were incredibly frustrated about when your plans would come through because they kept falling apart at the last second, okay? But maybe you misunderstood what was really happening in the background. Maybe you're wondering why, nothing seemed to be working out, okay? And so you started perhaps burning bridges because you were irritated that things weren't working in your favor, okay? And you decided not to even bother with trying to get closure, okay? I'm really feeling this might be a relationship situation for some of you that you just literally pivoted out of it, okay? You just took a detour out of a relationship, out of a career situation, a family dynamic, okay? But it's like you cut the cord, you cut the ties, is what I'm hearing, okay? As if the connection did like never existed, all right? And it's being torched beyond repair. It's like everything you're leaving behind you is on fire, okay? And it's like, because you're leaving all these things away swiftly, it's like you feel like you're being forced to wait on an upgrade, but really it's like you took this divine detour because it wasn't working out in your favor. You had to step back and heal from a situation because it wasn't serving you, okay? In the highest, I'm hearing the highest light, in the, like, it wasn't living in love and light, okay? It wasn't serving the proper, I don't know why. It's not like serving sounds like a strange word, but it's like it wasn't necessarily adding up. It wasn't working in your favor, okay, collective? Something about taking this first one. Wow, misunderstood came back out. That's crazy. It's like, yeah, this is part of the reading. So maybe there were some misunderstandings on both sides on certain situations, okay? Last minute cancellations, delays, that placed you up in certain situations, I don't know why. It's like this delay placed you in the exact sort of situation you needed to be, okay, to meet some sort of, I don't know why, I'm hearing elite connection, okay? So maybe you're stepping away from a relationship and going into a new one, okay? Very interesting. Maybe because someone had an affair in the background, or something just didn't work out in that relationship. It could even just be work-related, family-related, friendship-related. It could just be platonic, okay? You're just stepping away from relationships you just don't like to be in the midst of. Oh, snap, fighting. Oh, wow, misunderstandings, fights happening, breaking out, okay? Yeah, just a lot of collapse in the environment, okay? Just like, it's no longer about finding solution at that point when people are just fighting and raising their voices and not really listening to one another. So at this point in time, it's just about people trying to win at all costs, And so it's very irritating. It makes people feel trapped, imprisoned, stuck, okay? It feels very manipulative, okay? Nonetheless. But, despite this whole trapped environment, okay, it leaves a little bit of, it leaves a little bit to be desired, quite a lot, not even a little bit, there's a lot on the table, okay? Maybe you're wondering why nothing seemed to work out for a period of time, but because of this minor irritation is what I'm hearing. You were just moving out of the line, okay, into the right line is what I'm hearing. Yeah, receipts. Snap! Someone breaking out their receipts, the screenshots. Oh snap! Somebody's playing the fiddle, trying to pretend like it was a misunderstanding. And you're like, but here's the proof in the pudding. Here's the screenshots. Here's the text messages. Here's the photos. And it's like they're gasping for air. They're like, huh? How do you know? How did you gain access? Did you check this? Did you check that? And you're like, yep. And I'm like, wow. In my head, I'm like, wow. Okay. Just a wow. Okay, there are screenshots saved. Maybe they tried to archive something and allowed you to look at their phone for a period of time and you discovered what they tried to delete, okay? Maybe you had access to a shared email. They were actually sending things through that. I don't know. But there's evidence there, and it's airtight. It's ready to blow up things, okay, is what I'm hearing. Just a lot of energy popping through. Wow, it's just like someone trying to take a detour, okay? Try to force you to wait on a situation to resolve, okay? But it was starting to fall apart. Plans were falling apart, okay? And despite the fact of all that, you're becoming the star, okay? You're in this star energy, and not only in your social sphere, but in every other dynamic that lost you, okay? It's like you lost a good thing and it's gone forever type of thing, and it's like, what can we do? Nothing, It's like, because you've already stepped out the door, you took that detour when you decided to, I heard something about withdraw, because you reflected, you were discontent, okay, about a situation, and you decided, hey, this is not fair for me, and it's not fair for the other person, because the reciprocity wasn't there, okay, and so you decided to invest in yourself because you saw your self-worth, okay, being much more than, I'm hearing something about it just wasn't shining through in this relationship. So now you're stepping towards more faith, more renewal, more, I don't know, just having more hope for the future, okay? But it's well after a lot of drawn out energy, okay? Feeling envious about situations, feeling irritated, trapped, overwhelmed, okay? Just a lot of people trying to make you feel like you're out of line when they're actually out of line, okay? Making you think that you're the problem when they're the problem. You know what I mean? It's like gaslighting one-on-one. It's like, what is going on there? It's like, what's happening? Okay, so you repositioned. And it's because you stood your ground. In the advice, it said, stand your ground. Seven of Wands pops up. You know your worth, collective, okay? So continue to protect yourself, protect your stance, defend your stance, okay? Challenge the status quo is what I'm hearing, okay? Towards what it is that's going down. And it's going to leave you feeling a little double-edged sword. Like, it's almost like two sides of the coin, where it's like you slash one thing and you get the other, but it wasn't after. It's almost like you want to throw a hot piece of coal at somebody, but you burn yourself before you throw the coal at somebody else, the burning coal, to hit the other person, and then it hurts them. You know, it's kind of like that. You had to almost, it's almost like you intentionally knew that leaving would hurt you, but you had to get it done so you can move forward. And so it's like, this sucks, but this is upgrading you towards the future. Let's get one final clarity on that Two of Swords, because we know what's happening in the mist in the background there. Like, you are the star, you are, ooh, okay, very interesting. Four of Wands, 10 of Swords, with the Temperance and the Moon. Very interesting energy. There's a lot to do with that double sword energy. Like, you know that you're going to be stepping into relationships that are really going to be serving you, okay? They're going to be having a sense of harmony, stability, foundation, okay? This could be relationship-wise, this could be spiritually, passionately, creatively, you with your actions, but you know on the back burner, it will destroy aspects of you, you know? Because you're looking back, you're seeing yourself rise in, glory, rise in spirit, but knowing that everything that happened before then literally ruined you in some sense, put you in a sense of defeat, in a sense of irreversible pain, okay? But now you're balancing things out, but it almost feels like you're hiding from the truth of all of it, okay? The illusions. Okay, it's almost as though you know that you needed to balance out your chakras, okay? To balance out your emotions, your spiritual, your physical, okay? And all of these things accumulate to who you are today, but you know it's casted in some sort of veil of trying to protect yourself from the past, okay? There's perhaps some shadow work that needs to be done there, okay? But that might be of significance in that energies. But yeah, let's see what else is coming through with these coming down from this these receipts situation, okay? I'm hearing something about they knew they messed up, and whatever relationship, whatever dynamic that was happening in the past, it's gonna end anyway. So don't even worry about it, is what I'm hearing. Because the same actions they placed upon you are going to be returned to the next relationship, you know? It's the energy is still brewing in that relationship, unfortunately, you know? Or whatever negativity they placed on you will return to them, okay? Because you cut the cord. So it's like they're not siphoning your energy. Whatever they wished upon you, it has nowhere to go, okay? But yeah, there's no mask here, okay? You're jumping into better connections for sure. I'm getting a connection with this Four of Wands. I don't know why. Four of Wands is not about, connections or, relationships in that regard. But when I see the two lovers here, I think, people are bringing each other up, they're, you're expanding, you're having stability, and you're celebrating. So when I think celebrate, I'm thinking harmony. I'm thinking something about a sense of relationship requires a little bit of celebration, okay? But nonetheless, you will be jumping into something very fruitful. Would that be with a mutual, okay, platonic relationship? This could be that elite connection that you were hoping for, okay? That kind of takes you from frustration to an upgrade, and then that friendship leads to a more romantic connection, potentially, okay? Because we're definitely getting in the energy that, you are being placed at the right path, the right crossroad is what I'm hearing, to meet this next individual, okay, who's going to help you level up in your life, okay? I don't know why I get this vibe where you might be like gulping when you see them because they might be very attractive, but you become friends and it's just very mutual for a while, and then eventually you fall in love with each other, like one-on-one kind of vibe, okay? But yeah, it's very authentic. It's like you can see yourself with this person, even as a platonic connection, okay? Is what I'm hearing. Very nice. Yeah, party scene. Okay, a lot of celebration going on. Going down to the final outcome, collective. You're gonna be very social. Okay, you're gonna be very electric. Okay, and everyone's gonna be playing a role in your life where it's like they're all cheering you on, collective. I'm getting like back and forth. You're just like I don't know, like someone maybe like flipping their hair back and forth. You know, just like. But yeah, there's someone here to connect or someone that just wants the spotlight. Either way, you know, someone's going to be shining a light on you, vice versa, okay? And the energies. See if there's anything else that's coming through here. Oh, secret affair. Oh, gosh. Okay, so there was definitely some sort of secret affair happening in that envious card. Some sort of backstabbing, okay? So we know what was happening in the background. Maybe you don't know the full picture. That's why there's some illusions happening there. Wow. That's something, collective. Well, you know now. If you didn't know, you know now. Yeah, you know, you probably feel, wow, family world. Yeah, something about the family world feeling canceled. The cards are all over the place, collective. It's like it's flipped itself up right, okay? But yeah, something about head in the clouds, you know, you thought everything was perfect for a little bit and you find out, you know, you got lost in all the sparkles, you know what I mean? And so you find out that the illusion behind the relationship you left, you know, there were certain things that you didn't quite fully know because the truth weren't being revealed fully. You just burned the bridges. It's like you intuitively knew what you had to do, you know? And even if there were certain receipts that weren't fully encapsulating the situation, you knew something was there and you just felt off about it, so you decided to jump ship. But it's like maybe this is what is hidden and it will be revealed in the future. Maybe this person comes back to tell you what was happening, okay? But yeah, it's something about they fell out of line, okay? And they're going to be mentioning that. But nonetheless, you know, your trust was severed with that person, but you will be stepping into a better friendship, a new connection with somebody, okay? You're going to be partying more. You might be going to the club. I don't know, okay, collective? You going to the club? But nonetheless, all the secrets become almost like they reveal themselves. The veil will be lifted in the end. So yeah, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If this reading resonated, consider showing support by subscribing, liking the video, leaving a comment down below. I truly appreciate it. And until next time, trust your path and let the universe work its magic.